One of the practical concepts that students seem to struggle with the most is this guy, Eli the Ice Man, where we talk about current and voltage in a reactive component like an inductor or a capacitor. So, what that really means is that here the word ice stands for current, or I, coming before voltage in an inductor or in a capacitor. With Eli, we're talking about voltage coming before current in an inductor. And it seems very abstract for the most part. People tend to have a problem understanding exactly what that means, or what it means practically, or how we can kind of link to it, because it's rather abstract. So I think I figured out a way to explain that, and I'm going to explain it using an air compressor and a balloon. An air compressor has a rigid tank. A balloon has an expanding tank. So in many ways, an air compressor with a tank is very similar to a balloon. Both of them store energy. The energy that you had to use when you blew up the balloon, or the energy that you used when you had to plug in your air compressor. They turn that energy into a motion of air. So looking at Eli the Ice Man, let's talk about these two things. An air compressor being a rigid tank, look at what happens when you turn on the air compressor. When you turn on the air compressor, the engine starts, the pump starts, air starts to flow into this rigid tank, and after the air has flowed into the tank for a while, the tank starts to develop pressure, and you see the pressure gauge start to go up at that point. So we have a train coming in. I'll be back in just about 30 seconds. So clearly, when we look at an air compressor, we are looking at flow coming before we have pressure. A balloon, on the other hand, is an expanding tank, and if you've ever blown up a balloon, you know full well that you have to apply pressure to that balloon before you can blow it up. You have to get pressure going in your lungs, in your mouth, to get that expanding tank to expand, and once you've applied the pressure, only then will flow start to happen. So we can write down that pressure here leads to flow. Now if we go back to our original Eli the Ice Man and look at our capacitor, we know that current is kinetic energy, it is flow, whereas voltage is pressure. And with the Eli, we have an inductor where voltage is pressure and current is flow. Isn't that train nice? We get like 5 of those an hour, so you learn to ignore it after a while. So we have flow leading to pressure, pressure leading to flow. Clearly, from these two analogies, the capacitor looks like an air compressor tank and works like an air compressor tank, and the inductor works like a balloon, whereas you have to blow it up, you have to apply the pressure to the balloon before you get any flow of air into the balloon. So hopefully looking at these two things that we've been familiar with for most of our lives helps us understand Eli the Ice Man, which may be something that's relatively new. So that's about it for this time. We'll catch you later. Bye.